All right, let's dive into the world of screen making technicians. These are the folks who take a designer's vision and like transform it.
Into those vibrant prints you see on everything, yeah.
Yeah, from t-shirts to tote bags.
Absolutely.
It's this blend of artistry and technical know-how and a whole lot of precision. And we're here to help you nail that interview and land your dream job in this exciting field.
We've got some real interview questions drawn from RoleCatcher's resources, and we're going to break down not just what to say, but how to say it for maximum impact.
Exactly. We'll be using RoleCatcher's Career Guide, the interview guide, to make sure you're prepped for anything they throw your way. So think of this deep dive as your secret weapon.
I love that. Secret weapon. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, before we jump into the questions, let's paint a quick picture of what a screen-making technician actually does. RoleCatcher's Career Guide gives us some great insights here. They're the masters of the screen printing process, creating the screens that transfer the ink onto fabric, working with all sorts of cool materials like metal, wood, and even emulsions.
Yeah, and it's a career path with some serious perks, good salaries. The guide highlights opportunities for advancement, strong job security. But it also mentions that the work can be physically demanding
Oh, yeah.
and detail-oriented, so it's not for the faint of heart. You
Right.
got to be passionate about precision.
It's not just about pushing ink through a screen, right?
Hmm.
It's about understanding the chemistry of emulsions,
Hmm.
the mechanics of the printing presses, the artistry of color matching. It's dynamic,
It is.
blending creativity and technical expertise.
And speaking of creativity, the guide also mentions the growing impact of technology in the industry, particularly lasers and digital printing. These advancements are really, they're transforming the way designs are created and printed.
Okay, so let's say you're excited about this blend of art and technology, and you're ready to ace that interview. What kind of questions should you expect? Well, the first one is a classic. Can you walk me through your experience with screen printing equipment? Seems straightforward, but what are they really looking for here?
I think really what they want to see is how well you understand the tools of the trade. It's not just about listing the machines you've used. It's about explaining their functions, your comfort level with operating them,
Yeah.
and any troubleshooting or maintenance experience you have.
So it's about showing them you're not just a button pusher.
Right.
You're a problem solver who understands how things work.
Exactly.
What if someone is just starting out? Doesn't have a ton of hands-on experience?
Yeah.
What do you tell them?
I think honesty is key. Be upfront about your experience level, but emphasize your eagerness to learn. You could say something like, while my hands-on experience with industrial-grade equipment is limited, I've taken courses and workshops that covered the fundamentals of screen printing, and I'm a fast learner who's eager to gain practical experience.
I love that. It shows initiative, a willingness to grow.
Mhm.
Now, what about someone with more experience? What kind of details should they include?
They should get specific. Mention the types of equipment they've used, like different exposure units, printing presses, drawing systems, and highlight their proficiency with specific techniques. For example, they could say, I've worked extensively with both manual and automatic presses, and I'm comfortable with various printing techniques, including halftone and four-color process printing. I also have experience maintaining and troubleshooting these machines.
Those details are gold. It paints such a clear picture of their skills and experience. What are some potential follow-up questions they should be prepared for?
So the interviewer might ask about specific challenges you faced with equipment, how you resolved them, or, your process for ensuring quality control. They might even, dig deeper into a specific technique, asking about your approach or how you adapt to different materials or designs.
So it's all about demonstrating your depth of knowledge and your ability to think on your feet. All right, let's move on to the next question, which delves into the heart of screen printing. What is your experience with different types of emulsions? This is where the interviewer is really testing your technical knowledge.
For sure, yeah. They want to know if you understand the different types of emulsions, their properties, and how to choose the right one for a specific job. Using the wrong emulsion could ruin an entire print run.
Right, because each emulsion has its strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
What are some key types of emulsions someone should be familiar with to answer this question confidently?
Definitely be prepared to discuss water-based and solvent-based emulsions. Water-based emulsions are generally more environmentally friendly and offer good detail reproduction, but they might not be as durable as their solvent-based counterparts, which are often preferred for, applications requiring higher durability.
So it's about understanding the trade-offs and choosing the right tool for the job. How can someone really showcase their knowledge of emulsions in a way that impresses the interviewer?
Don't just list the types of emulsions, explain their properties, when you'd use each one. For instance, you could say, I've worked with both water-based and solvent-based emulsions and understand their unique characteristics. I prefer water-based emulsions for projects on natural fabrics like cotton, where a soft hand feel and eco-friendliness are priorities. But if I'm printing on performance wear that needs to withstand frequent washing and abrasion, I would opt for a more durable solvent-based emulsion.
That's a fantastic way to demonstrate a deeper understanding. It shows you're not just following a recipe, you're making informed decisions based on the project's needs. What are some potential follow-up questions the interviewer might ask?
They might ask about your experience with emulsion preparation, coating techniques, or how you handle different mesh counts. They could also ask about troubleshooting issues like, pinholes in the emulsion, or how you ensure even coverage on the screen. They might even ask about the safety precautions you take when handling emulsions, as some can be quite potent.
So it's about being prepared to go beyond the basics and showing you have a thorough understanding of emulsions and their role in the screen printing process.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful.
Ooh.
By analyzing the specific job description, their AI can identify the types of emulsions most likely to be used in that role and suggest ways to weave that knowledge into your answers.
That's such a valuable tool. It takes the guesswork out of interview prep and helps you focus on the most relevant skills.
It's like having a personalized study guide tailored to the specific job you're applying for.
Now, let's move on to a question that really puts your problem-solving skills to the test. How do you troubleshoot issues with screens or printing quality? This is where they want to see how you think on your feet.
Troubleshooting is such a crucial skill for any screen-making technician, really. It's all about identifying the root cause of a problem and, finding a solution quickly and effectively.
It's like being a detective for printing problems. Yeah. So how can someone, showcase their troubleshooting skills without just listing every potential issue they can think of?
Yeah, I recommend using the STAR method. Have you heard of that one?
I'm not familiar now. Fill me in.
It stands for situation, task, action, and result. So start by describing a specific situation where you encountered, a screen or printing quality issue. Then explain, your task or responsibility in resolving it. Detail the actions you took to diagnose and fix the problem, and finally share the positive result of your actions.
That's a great framework for structuring your answer. Can you give us an example of how the STAR method might play out in a real interview scenario?
Absolutely. Okay, let's say you noticed inconsistent ink coverage on a batch of printed shirts. Right. So your task was to identify the cause and ensure consistent printing quality. You could explain the actions you took, like checking the screen tension, inspecting the squeegee blade, adjusting the off-contact distance, and testing different ink viscosities, and the result. After implementing these adjustments, I achieved consistent ink coverage, preventing further production delays and ensuring the client received high-quality prints.
Wow, that's a powerful answer. It clearly demonstrates problem-solving skills and attention to detail. What kind of follow-up questions might they ask to dig a little deeper?
They might ask about specific troubleshooting techniques you've used, like how you identify and fix pinholes in a screen or adjust screen tension for, optimal printing results. They could also inquire about your experience with different types of printing defects, like ghosting or bleeding, and how you've tackled those challenges.
So, it's about being prepared to go beyond the general and showcasing your specific knowledge and experience. Speaking of specific knowledge, let's move on to a question that really tests a candidate's eye for detail. Can you explain your experience with color mixing and matching? This one seems pretty straightforward, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
You're absolutely right. The interviewer isn't just asking if you know your primary colors.
Right.
They want to know if you understand color theory, different color systems like Pantone, and how to achieve accurate color reproduction in a professional setting. They're looking for someone who can consistently produce the desired colors, saving them time and materials.
So it's about understanding the science and art of color in the context of screen printing. What are some key points someone should highlight when answering this question?
Definitely showcase your knowledge of different color systems. Mention Pantone, CMYK, RGB. Explain how you use them in your work. If you've used color matching software or spectrophotometers, highlight that experience too. It shows you're comfortable with, industry standard tools for color accuracy.
Right, because color accuracy is paramount in textile printing. A slight variation can make a huge difference in the final product. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Something like this. I'm proficient in Pantone color matching and have experience using both physical color swatches and digital software for color selection and verification. I understand the importance of color consistency throughout the printing process and am meticulous in my approach to mixing and matching inks to achieve accurate color reproduction.
That's a great response. It clearly shows they understand the importance of color matching and have the skills to get it right.
Yeah.
What are some potential follow-up questions they might encounter?
The interviewer might ask about specific challenges you faced with color matching, like dealing with, color variations between different fabric types, or achieving consistent color across multiple print runs. They could also ask about your approach to color correction or how you handle client requests for specific color modifications.
So it's about being prepared to discuss the complexities of color matching and showing you can handle tricky situations with confidence. All right, let's shift gears to a question that's all about precision. How do you ensure accuracy in screen registration?
Hmm.
Now, this is where the technical aspects of screen printing really come into play.
Screen registration is crucial for multicolor printing. It's about making sure the different screens, used for each color are perfectly aligned. If
Right.
they're even slightly off, the design will be blurry, unusable. This question is really assessing, I think, your understanding of this critical process and your ability to maintain absolute precision.
So, the interviewer wants to see if you have a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. How should someone approach this question to showcase their expertise in screen registration?
I recommend they kind of walk the interviewer through their registration process step by step. Explain how they prepare the screens, align them using registration marks, and use tools like a T-square or registration jig to ensure accuracy. If they've used any specific techniques like, off-contact printing or a vacuum table, mentioning those details will show they're going above and beyond to ensure a perfect registration.
Great advice. It's about demonstrating a clear understanding of the process and the tools involved. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Here's an example. I understand that accurate screen registration is essential for high-quality multicolor printing. I meticulously align each screen using registration marks and a registration jig, double-checking the alignment before each print run and making any necessary adjustments to ensure perfect registration and avoid blurry or misaligned prints.
That's a very thorough and confident response. They've clearly demonstrated their expertise in screen registration. What kind of follow-up questions should they be ready for?
The interviewer might ask about, specific registration techniques like how you handle screen distortion or adjust for fabric shrinkage. They could also ask about your troubleshooting process if you encounter registration errors during printing. It's all about showing them you can anticipate challenges and handle them effectively.
Okay, so knowing your registration techniques inside and out is essential. Let's shift our focus to equipment maintenance, which, as we know, is crucial in any production environment. Question 6 asks, how do you maintain and care for screen printing equipment? This one seems like it's all about responsibility and attention to detail.
You hit the nail on the head. This question goes beyond simply, knowing how to clean a squeegee. It's about understanding the importance of regular maintenance to prevent breakdowns, extend the lifespan of equipment, and ensure consistent printing quality. The interviewer wants to see that you're proactive and take pride in keeping your tools in top shape.
So how should someone answer this question to really impress the interviewer and show they go the extra mile when it comes to equipment care?
They need to go beyond the basics, I think, and demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of equipment care. They could mention, their knowledge of manufacturer recommendations for maintenance, discuss their experience with routine tasks like cleaning and lubricating parts, and highlight any preventative measures they take to avoid potential issues.
Right, because a well-maintained machine is a happy machine. And a happy machine means smooth production and high-quality prints. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Here's an example. I understand that regular maintenance is essential for optimal equipment performance and longevity. I diligently follow manufacturer guidelines for cleaning and lubricating parts, and I'm always mindful of potential wear and tear on components like squeegee blades and mesh screens. I proactively address any minor issues to prevent them from becoming major problems, and I keep a detailed log of all maintenance performed to track equipment health and anticipate potential issues.
That's an impressive answer. It shows they're responsible, proactive, and take equipment maintenance seriously. What are some follow-up questions they might encounter?
The interviewer might ask about, specific maintenance tasks they've performed, like how they clean and reclaim screens or troubleshoot issues like clogged ink lines. They could also inquire about their experience with calibrating equipment or their knowledge of safety protocols related to equipment maintenance.
So preparation is key. Knowing the ins and outs of equipment maintenance will set a candidate apart. Now let's tackle a question that delves into organizational and time management skills, which are essential for juggling multiple projects. Question 7 is, how do you prioritize and manage multiple projects simultaneously? This one seems like it's all about efficiency and staying organized under pressure.
Absolutely. The interviewer wants to know if you can handle a fast-paced work environment, prioritize tasks effectively, and meet deadlines without sacrificing quality. They're looking for someone who can, stay calm under pressure and keep projects moving forward.
So it's not just about being able to multitask, it's about having a system for managing your workload efficiently. What are some key points someone should highlight when answering this question?
They should definitely discuss, their organizational strategies like using to-do lists, project management software, or a calendar system to track deadlines and progress. They could also mention their approach to prioritizing tasks, such as, using a system like the Eisenhower matrix to identify urgent and important tasks. And don't forget to emphasize communication skills. Explain how they keep stakeholders informed of progress and potential delays.
Great points. Clear communication is essential when juggling multiple projects. What would a strong answer to this question look like?
Here's an example. I thrive in fast-paced environments and am skilled at managing multiple projects simultaneously. I prioritize tasks based on deadlines and client needs, utilizing a project management system to track progress and ensure nothing falls through the cracks. I'm also proactive in communicating with my team and clients, keeping everyone informed of progress and addressing any potential roadblocks promptly.
That's a fantastic answer. It clearly demonstrates their organizational skills, their ability to prioritize, and commitment to clear communication. What kind of follow-up questions should they be prepared for?
The interviewer might ask about specific situations where they had to manage competing priorities or, adjust their workload due to unforeseen circumstances. They could also inquire about their strategies for, delegating tasks or collaborating effectively with team members.
So it's about being prepared to share real-life examples of your organizational skills and showcasing your ability to adapt to changing circumstances. All right, let's move on to question 8, which focuses on the pre-press stage of screen printing. The question is, can you describe your experience with screen printing pre-press work?
Now, this is an area where attention to detail and technical knowledge are paramount. You're absolutely right. Pre-press work involves preparing designs for printing, which can include tasks like, color separation, creating films, and burning screens. The interviewer wants to know if you understand this kind of critical stage of the process and if you have the skills to execute it flawlessly.
So they're looking for someone who understands the pre-press workflow and can ensure the designs are print-ready. What kind of details should someone include in their answer to really stand out?
They should definitely mention their experience with different pre-press software like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator. They could also discuss their knowledge of, color management, resolution requirements for printing, different screen making techniques. And if they have experience with specific pre-press equipment like exposure units or film processors, highlighting those details will demonstrate their hands-on expertise.
Right, because it's not just about knowing the software. It's about understanding the entire pre-press ecosystem. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Here's an example. I'm proficient in Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and have a solid understanding of the pre-press workflow from color separation to film creation and screen burning. I'm meticulous in my approach to ensuring designs meet the required resolution and color specifications for printing, and I have experience using various exposure units and film processors.
That's a great answer. It clearly demonstrates their technical skills and understanding of the pre-press process. What kind of follow-up questions should they anticipate?
The interviewer might ask about specific challenges they've encountered in pre-press work, like dealing with complex color gradients or ensuring accurate color reproduction from screen to print. They could also inquire about their knowledge of different film types, screen meshes, or exposure techniques.
So, being prepared to discuss the intricacies of pre-press work and demonstrating a deep understanding of the technical aspects will make a candidate shine. Now, for our final question in this section, let's explore how a candidate stays current in the ever-evolving world of screen printing. Question 9 asks, how do you stay up to date with the latest screen printing trends and techniques? This one is all about continuous learning and professional development.
Absolutely. The textile printing industry is constantly evolving, with new technologies, inks, and techniques emerging all the time. The interviewer wants to see that you're, passionate about your craft and committed to staying ahead of the curve. They're looking for someone eager to learn and adapt to new innovations.
So it's not just about having the skills for today. It's about being adaptable and ready for the future of screen printing. How should someone approach this question to demonstrate their commitment to professional growth?
They should, I think, showcase their engagement with the industry. They could mention memberships in professional organizations, subscriptions to industry publications, or attendance at trade shows and conferences. They could also highlight their online learning habits, like following industry blogs, watching tutorial videos, or taking online courses to expand their knowledge.
Right, because continuous learning is key to staying relevant in any field, especially one as dynamic as screen printing. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Here's an example. I'm passionate about staying up to date with the latest advancements in screen printing. I'm an active member of the Screen Printing and Graphic Imaging Association and regularly attend industry conferences and workshops. I also subscribe to Screen Printing Magazine and follow leading industry experts online to learn about new trends and techniques.
That's fantastic. It shows they're proactive in seeking out new knowledge and actively engaged in the screen printing community. What are some potential follow-up questions they might encounter?
The interviewer might ask about, specific trends or technologies that excite them, or inquire about new techniques they've recently learned or are eager to explore. They could also ask about their experience implementing, new technologies or processes in their work.
So being prepared to discuss current trends and demonstrating a genuine passion for learning will impress the interviewer. Okay, let's wrap up this section with a question that focuses on a crucial aspect of any workplace: safety. Question 10 asks, how do you ensure a safe work environment for yourself and your colleagues? This one is all about responsibility awareness and prioritizing well-being in the workplace.
You're absolutely right. The interviewer wants to see that you understand the importance of safety protocols and take proactive measures to prevent accidents and maintain a healthy work environment. They're looking for someone who is responsible for their own safety, but also cares about the well-being of their colleagues.
So it's about demonstrating a commitment to safety as a core value, not just a set of rules to follow. How should someone approach this question to showcase their dedication to a safe work environment?
I think they should highlight their knowledge of workplace safety regulations and procedures, emphasizing their commitment to, adhering to those guidelines. They could mention specific safety practices they implement in their work, like wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, handling chemicals and inks responsibly, and maintaining, a clean and organized work area to prevent slips, trips, and falls.
Right, because a safe work environment benefits everyone. It creates a more productive and positive atmosphere. What would a strong answer to this question sound like?
Here's an example. I prioritize safety in the workplace and am committed to maintaining a safe environment for myself and my colleagues. I'm well-versed in OSHA regulations and company safety protocols and always adhere to those guidelines. I consistently wear appropriate personal protective equipment, handle chemicals responsibly, and maintain a clean and organized work area to prevent accidents. I also believe in promoting a safety-conscious culture by encouraging my colleagues to follow safety procedures and report any potential hazards.
That's an excellent answer. It clearly demonstrates their understanding of safety protocols, their commitment to following them, and their proactive approach to creating a safe and healthy work environment. What kind of follow-up questions should they be ready for?
The interviewer might ask about, specific safety challenges they've encountered in the past and how they address them. They could also inquire about their experience with safety training programs or their knowledge of emergency procedures in case of an accident.
So being prepared to discuss specific safety practices and demonstrating a genuine concern for workplace well-being will make a strong impression. And now for the exciting part. We've covered the essential interview questions, but let's talk about how to take your prep to a whole new level with RoleCatcher's AI.
This is where technology really shines. RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers to the specific job you're applying for, giving you a significant edge over other candidates.
It's like having a personalized interview coach in your pocket.
Ah.
So how does this AI magic work?
RoleCatcher's AI analyzes job descriptions with incredible precision, pinpointing the specific skills and keywords the employer is looking for. Imagine being able to craft your answers to, perfectly align with their needs, highlighting the most relevant aspects of your experience.
It's like having a secret weapon that helps you stand out from the competition. Can you give us an example of how this might work in practice?
Let's say the job description emphasizes, experience with color matching and quality control. RoleCatcher's AI will pick up on those keywords and suggest ways to weave those specific skills into your answers, even for questions that don't directly ask about them. You're not just answering questions, you're demonstrating that you've carefully considered the job requirements and possess the skills they're looking for.
That's brilliant. It takes the guesswork out of interview prep and helps you focus on what matters most to the employer. And wait, there's more. RoleCatcher also provides feedback on practice answers.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. It's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. RoleCatcher's AI analyzes your practice answers, providing insights into your delivery, tone, and clarity. It's like having a personal speech coach, helping you refine your communication skills and ensure you're coming across, confidently and professionally.
That's incredible. It's like having a whole team of career experts supporting you every step of the way. And speaking of career experts, RoleCatcher's Career Guide also has this amazing section called Career Stages that breaks down the expectations for different seniority levels. How could that help someone preparing for a screen-making technician interview?
It's incredibly valuable, especially if you're unsure how to tailor your answers based on your experience level. Let's say you're entry level. The guide provides insights into the skills and responsibilities typically expected at that stage. You can use those insights to craft answers that highlight your potential and eagerness to learn.
So even if you don't have years of experience, you can still position yourself effectively by understanding the expectations for your career stage. What about for more experienced candidates?
The guide also outlines the responsibilities and skills associated with, more senior roles. This allows experienced candidates to showcase their leadership abilities, problem-solving expertise, and contributions to process improvements. It helps them position themselves as valuable assets who can, hit the ground running and make a real impact from day one.
It's like having a roadmap for career progression right there in the guide. Now, before we wrap up, I have to mention RoleCatcher's Get Discovered feature. This is where things get really interesting. Can you tell us more about how that works?
What's fascinating here is it kind of flips the script on traditional job searching. Instead of just applying to jobs, you can opt in to have employers find you. They can search RoleCatcher's database based on, specific skills and experience, and if your profile matches their needs, they can reach out directly. Imagine skipping the application process altogether and having the right employer come knocking on your door.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal recruiter working tirelessly on your behalf. So to recap, RoleCatcher's AI helps you tailor your answers, provides feedback on your delivery, and even has the potential to connect you with the perfect employer through its Get Discovered feature. It's a total game changer for anyone prepping for a screen-making technician interview.
It truly is. It takes the guesswork out of interview prep and empowers you to present your best self to potential employers. Plus, the career guide gives you valuable insights into the industry and different career stages, helping you map out your career path and prepare for long-term success.
Well, I think we've armed our listener with an arsenal of knowledge and tools to conquer that screen-making technician interview. Before we sign off, let's leave them with a thought-provoking question. The career guide mentions that the textile printing industry is always evolving. What emerging trends or technologies in screen making would make you, the listener, most excited, or maybe even a little nervous, about a career as a screen-making technician? Think about it and be sure to check out RoleCatcher to unlock even more interview success strategies. Until next time, happy learning and best of luck in your job search.